Ito ang mga dapat mong malaman sa magiging Olympic qualifying tournament stint ng Gilas Pilipinas. First, the team only had a week of preparation para sa lead-up. Pero that's not as bad as it sounds. Since yung team outside sa injuries, sila pa rin to. And yung triangle offense naman, hindi naman yan nagbabago. Yung pinractice at preparation nila nung huling window, essentially, part pa rin siya nito. And that's the advantage of having continuity sa team. Defensively, yes, there could be adjustments kasi customized naman yan to your opponent. Pero at least, offense-wise, hindi na ganun kalaking problema. Kasi hindi naman nag-iiba ang triangle. Nakadepende lang yan anong options ng triangle mas preferred nila or mas pupuntahan nila sa mga darating na games. Actually, sa first window ng Asia Cup qualifiers, despite a slightly weaker competition, the Gilas have assisted 63 out of their 80 total field goals. Grabe yun. That's 79% of their total field goals. Kumbaga, ang gusto kong sabihin na this team offensively knows the system and they can move the ball well. Ang magiging tanong na lang dito, kaya ba nilang gawin yon against way stronger opponents? And kung yung defense ba nila mag-hold up against those opponents? Second, the team will sport new jerseys. It was revealed na sa OQT, ang Gilas ay may bagong jersey. Hindi ko nga masabi na it was met with mixed reactions kasi karamihan ng comments about it were negative. Pinaka-common na gripe ng mga Gilas fans ay yung kulay. Ang dami nagsasabi na hindi daw kakulay ng Pilipinas yung blue. And kahit yung pattern kasi medyo mukhang sublimated na uniform ng motorcycle club. Pero wala design yun ng Nike jerseys Yung talaga yung mandate nila sa lahat. Kahit USA merong ganong baduy na pattern. Pero ang tanong kasi talaga ng marami, bakit kulay IKEA yung jersey? Yung blue, hindi Pilipinas blue, so mukha tuloy siyang jersey ng Slovenia or Kazakhstan. So ang hirap sabihin na yung jersey ng Pilipinas was a great success. Anyway, jersey lang yan. Mas marami pang importanteng bagay na i-cover kagaya ng susunod. Pangatlo, maraming injured na player. Para sa OQT, hindi magiging available sina AJ Edu, Jamie Malonzo, and Scotty Thompson. Ang replacements as of recording this ay sina Japet Aguilar and Mason Amos. And ang pinaka-latest na report na ang Gilas pupunta sila sa OQT with 11 players. Nung training camp nila sa Laguna, nakita rin si RR Pugoy na nakikitraining sa Gilas pero hindi siya nasama sa lineup. So parang ang consensus ngayon ng maraming fans, ito ba yung downside ng pagkakaroon ng mas maliit na pool? Kasi hindi mo nga naman talaga mape-predict yung health. And parang ang sayang lang kung you have all these talented players tapos national team mo merong isang player na naka-sideline lang, meron kang isang open spot. Pero again, naniniwala naman ako na alam ng management kung anong ginagawa nila. They're sticking to this formula because they have faith in this formula. And I think yun yung hindi natin nakita before. Yung paninindigan sa direksyon. And even though yes, pwede natin sabihin na wala sayang pa rin, kailangan ng extra guard. Pero well, at least may paninindigan and meron silang long-term vision. Next, pangapat. This team might play a big lineup pagdating ng OQT. Nung sa send-off game versus Taiwan Mustangs, most of the game, we saw a double big lineup involving Junmar at the 5, Kai Soto at the 4, and Justin Brownlee at the 3. Tapos, for most of the game, ang guards rin ng Gilas Pilipinas sa mga lineups na yun were Chris Newsome and Dwight Ramos. Bale kung height lang ang titignan, 6'3", 6'5", 6'6", 6'10", and 7'3". Good things sa ganitong lineup, good versatility defensively from 1 to 3. Pwede ka mag-switch sa perimeter from 1 to 3 nga. Pero on the flip side, ang laking disadvantage rin to have two slow-footed bigs at the same time. Kagaya nila Kai Soto and Junmar Fajardo. Sama pa si Japet kung gusto mo mag-mix and match. Even though Japet and Kai are great help defenders sa pagsupalpal ng mga bola, kapag sila ay nasa weak side or sila ay magro-rotate papunta sa bola, they're not the best in terms of pick and roll defense. So it's either ibabato sila ng Gilas sa perimeter para mag-blitz and then yung help defense, mga wings, or magda-drop defense sila. But again, itong tipo ng lineup na to, this also means an opportunity for Dwight Ramos na maging comfortable playing with the ball more. And yun naman yung hiling ng fans kahit noon pa. Though personally, I think it's kinda weird lang na walang talagang natural point guard. Pero triangle naman to, hindi naman sobrang necessary. Triangle, and hopefully naman sana hindi natin maramdaman yung paggawa ni Scotty. Kasi si Scotty Thompson sa unang dalawang qualifier games, sa unang window, 18 assists siya in 2 games total. So sana hindi ganung maramdaman. Sana maibsan nila yung kawalan ng isang roster spot na yon. And ayun, yun yung mga dapat nyong malaman sa magiging Olympic qualifying tournament stint ng Gilas Pilipinas this coming July. Again, let's settle our expectations. Grabe itong mga kalaban na to, especially Latvia. Hindi biro tong team na to. So, manalo-matalo, I think magandang progress to para sa program. Kahit alam kong gasgas atong word na to, magandang learning experience to for the team playing against these teams. So that's it. Yan yung mga dapat nyo malaman.